Hello everyone, welcome to MGF1106 online for the fall 2021 semester. There are two courses that are going to run for the next 16 weeks side by side. So both of these courses are the same. I'm just going to click on one and walk you through the introduction. My name is Robert Schaller. I will be your instructor for 16 weeks, although we will not meet. This course is 100% online, so I probably won't get to see any of your faces. Maybe a few of you if you feel like stopping by campus, or if you join on Teams during office hours. But otherwise, this course is completely online, meaning you will be doing all the work yourself, and you'll have to be very diligent and on top of things as you take the course. It's a little different taking an online math course. It's not like you get that regular, that repetition every day where you're kind of forced to learn the material on a daily basis. You're in the classroom setting. There are people around you also learning math. It's something that is a little more natural. When you're an online student, you get to decide when and how you want to learn the mathematics. So that can be a little tricky. Keep that in mind. Typically with online courses, it can be difficult for a lot of students. They think, oh, it's online, it'll be easier, it'll be watered down, it'll go faster, etc., etc. And that's not the case. Online mathematics courses generally are more challenging because you don't have that support network of other students or a teacher that you get to see every day or every other day during the week that can immediately answer your questions. You have to rely on videos and email, and that can be challenging. So keep that in mind. Math courses online generally run a little bit tougher than math courses that you might take on campus. So I'm going to just walk through the syllabus. Not going to touch on everything, just the important parts. I do have office hours on campus. I generally teach pretty much all of my classes on campus, except for these 1106 classes that I teach online. I'm dedicating some virtual office hours on Friday, but you can always email me and we can work something out. If you have a couple jobs, or you have, kids and your only available time is a Sunday afternoon, email me. We can work something out. We can join on Teams and do a virtual meeting during the weekend if need be. I do have other times by appointment on there. We'll work something out. So I want to make sure you guys and girls have access to me whenever you need me, within reason. But my dedicated office hours are Monday through Friday, and on Friday they're dedicated virtual office hours, meaning you're online, I'm online. We can I have a whiteboard. We can work something out. I want to highlight the grading part of the course because I think that's important. There are 5 exams. I know that seems hefty, but the way I run the exams on my math lab, they're not designed to be overwhelming. There are different chapters because the course is a little bit of a hodgepodge, mix and match. Here's some stuff in math that's not all dedicated to, pure algebra or calculus or anything like that. It jumps around a little bit, so each exam's a little different. but I try to make the exams not overwhelming. The homework assignments, those are all the homework assignments lumped into one big score. I've tried to make the homework a larger part of the grade because you have unlimited attempts for every homework assignment. So if you get something wrong, you can redo it and get it correct and get the full 100% of the points. Again, make sure you're doing everything by the due date so that you're getting all the points. You can work on things after the due dates, but it will reduce some points, 25% point reduction. And I have that set up so that, you know, if you fall behind, it's not going to destroy you. It will allow you to catch back up. The final exam is cumulative, meaning it covers everything. You'll notice, or if you've taken other courses at SCF, particularly math courses, we like to put that stipulation that says you have to get a 60% or higher on the final exam to pass the course overall. You'll notice that's not part of this course. 1106 and 1107 don't have that stipulation where you have to do well on the final exam. This course does meet Gordon Rule, which is basically college level math for your AA degree. Keep that in mind. You do want to do well on the final exam because it's a big chunk of your grade, but it's not going to hurt you if you don't do well. Well, it'll hurt you if you perform poorly, but it's not going to prevent you from passing the course. So keep that in mind. There is a required initial assignment. That is the quiz. You have to take this quiz. It's basically like glorified attendance for the first week. That orientation quiz just says, hey, look, I'm not a robot. I am actually signed up for your course. I will take this course seriously. I want to stay enrolled. And I can even click on the home page here. And there it is, orientation quiz. Once you do that quiz, you're good. That means you are a human being who has registered for this course and you can stay enrolled. If you don't do that quiz, you may risk being dropped from the course. Keep that in mind. Let's see, what else? We don't have to worry about attendance because we're online. Technical support, we do use MathLab. There's a link for the MathLab tech support. Honor Lock, I'm going to make a separate video for Honor Lock, kind of, you know, walking you through the process. Honor Lock is a software that we use at SCF that basically proctors the exam for online students. So you'll be, you know, taking the exam on my MathLab, but it's going to require that you have a webcam and a microphone, and it's going to record you while you take the exam. It's a necessary evil. You have to do it. It's the way we, you know, make sure our students aren't cheating or anything like that. I'll talk about that in a separate video. Let's see, what else? Again, you can read through this and let me know if you have any questions. The DRC, the Disability Resource Center, is available for students that feel like they might need extended time or a private testing area, or if they need resources like a screen recorder, things like that. Make sure you contact the DRC. It has to go through them. You can't just email me and say, hey, I want an extra 4 hours to take my final exam. I don't have the ability to agree to that, because if I let one person have extra time, I have to let everyone have extra time, to be fair. But if the DRC says this student gets extra time, then I have to allow that extra time. So it's got to go through them. Make sure you contact them earlier than later. You don't want to do it during final exam week because it usually takes a couple weeks to get all that stuff situated. If you do have any sort of like holidays or anything like that, please let me know. I can adjust due dates. That's reasonable. The last page of this syllabus is probably the most important. It has the weekly sections that you have to go through. So as you're going through the course week by week, this last page is going to keep you on track. I would say print this out, hang it on your fridge, or, you know, tape it to your desk, whatever you got to do. Make sure you're keeping on top of all these sections as you go week by week. I've set up all of the due dates so that they're due on Fridays at midnight. I think that'll work out well. I used to set up deadlines on the weekends, but then it's a weekend, so that's kind of tough because I might not be immediately available to answer questions on a weekend and things like that. So I set it up so that every Friday at midnight, these assignments are going to be due. So that first week, Friday at midnight, 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3 are going to be due. As you go through the course, you'll notice it jumps around, like we do chapter 2, then chapter 3, then we dive into chapter 7 and 8, and then jump to 11. That textbook that's available on MathLab, it works for both 1106 and 1107 courses, so we jump around in the chapters, so keep that in mind. The final exam, I'm going to post it, and it's going to be in my MathLab. You'll use the HonorLock software to take that final exam. I'm going to post it fairly early, the week following Thanksgiving, and then you'll complete it by Friday, December 3rd. I noticed a little bit of a spelling typo there. You'll be able to finish this course, and the final exams for face-to-face courses are actually that week following that Friday. So you'll be done with this course fairly early in week 16. I know all semesters are 16 weeks. Technically, 17 week is for final exams, but you'll be done by Friday. Now, all of the stuff that I have on Canvas is sort of just helpful information. I've got my office hours listed there. Again, please just email me, let me know, we can work something out. My Friday office hours are the virtual office hours. I teach other courses on campus, so I'm not really available during the day too much, but I am available in the afternoons, and of course, like I said, you know, if it's a Saturday or a Sunday, I can even make myself available. And we can meet on Teams and go over some questions if you need to get some questions answered. There are some registration instructions. This will get you set up with the MyMathLab. I have a MyMathLab link on the left-hand side. It's over here, MyLab and Mastering. I still call it MyMathLab. It used to be called MyMathLab. Now it's called MyLab and Mastering. And when you first register for the course, you'll have access to this Canvas page. Once you go to the MyLab and Mastering link on the left-hand side, you'll see probably something a little different. It'll probably be a yellow button that says Get Registered. Once you're registered for that MathLab course, which you go through the process. You can either purchase a code from the bookstore using your financial aid, or you can buy it online. As soon as you click on that button, it'll ask you, hey, how have you purchased this? Or would you like to purchase it using a credit or debit card or PayPal or whatever you have? There's also a 2-week free trial, and you can click on the 2-week free trial, and that will at least get you started. It might be a 3-week trial now. I think they've extended it. I'm not 100% sure. But at least it gets you in the course and gets you started working on the material, and then you can always purchase it later. The Math Lab course is where you'll be doing basically all of your work. Under the Assignments tab, you've got all of your sections that you have to cover. They match up with what's on the syllabus. You'll see your exams are there. I've opened everything up so that it is available to you, and you can get ahead. If you want to start working ahead, you can work ahead. I don't want to hold you back. I want you to, be productive at your own pace, but don't try not to get too far ahead. Try not to get too overwhelmed. The exams we'll talk about a little bit later with the Honor Lock video. You'll have to use Honor Lock to take the tests, so that's going to be a slightly different process. But the regular material, as far as homework and things like that, when you're in those sections, I'll just click on a random question here. There are resources available to you. Sometimes they're multiple choice questions. Sometimes they're enter your own answer. Sometimes they might be, draw a graph, and there's a graphing utility. There's a bunch of different things that can happen, especially in this course, because this course is a little different. But there are many tools to help you. Two of the really great tools are Help Me Solve This and View an Example. View an Example will kind of work through a similar question and take you step by step through the process. Help Me Solve This will actually solve this question that you're trying to answer, but be careful with Help Me Solve This, because as you're going through Help Me Solve This and you decide, all right, this is going to work out the question for me, when you close it, you'll notice the numbers all changed, because it's going to give you a different question, because the program just said, hey, we worked your question for you, so you have to do a different question now. So when you buy the software, you're buying all these bells and whistles, and that's why it's kind of expensive. The other thing that you're going to do, before you probably even start the homework, is in the video and resource library, you can go through each section and watch videos. Basically, it kind of replaces me as the instructor in the classroom. You can watch videos on every section. So if we start with chapter 2, 2.1, and I want to watch the videos that guide me through learning these concepts, I now have a resource to help me get through learning all these videos. Sometimes it's the author, sometimes it's other instructors. These videos will be your resource for learning the material. I would recommend you watch these with pen and paper in hand. Take notes like you would normally take notes in a classroom. After you watch these videos, then you can go to the homework assignments and start practicing some of the concepts. Again, the way I have it set up is so that even if you get a question wrong, you can still redo that question. I'm just going to hopefully get this wrong here. Yep. and get it wrong again. Well, I'll just keep checking. Okay, it says try again, final check. As I go through this, if I'm not sure of the concepts, I can go back and watch the video, or I can use the help me solve this or view an example. But even if I go to the next question, I can still go back to that old question and I got it wrong, but there's no reason for me to leave it incorrect. I can hit similar question and it'll just generate a new question where I can keep trying again and again and again. And I know I'm going to get it wrong again. Click the second one, click the third one. I can keep trying and trying. Don't do this. I just randomly guessed. I didn't even read the question. And I got lucky. Don't do that. Make sure you're understanding why you're choosing those answers. Because again, on the exam, you're not going to get infinite attempts. But on the homework, you get infinite attempts. There's no reason to not get 100% on the homework. I can even go back to the question that I got right, and I've already gotten that question right, and I'm still going to hit similar question. And it's going to generate a new question. I'm just randomly choosing. I don't think that's the answer. Okay, it is the answer. Be careful. Again, don't guess. That's not going to work out well in the end. But you can keep going back to old questions, and even though you have them right, you can keep doing similar question and reworking old questions until you know you have it 100%. And it will keep your score. It will keep your homework score. Like, it's already scored my points. So it's giving me the credit. Even though I'm retrying that same question, it's still giving me credit. So keep that in mind. It's not going to hurt your score to go back and try questions again and again and again. Anything else I want to say? I think we're covered. The honor lock stuff, I'm going to make a completely separate video for honor lock, guiding you through how to click on the tests and do those exams using honor lock. The first test, I'm not going to use honor lock because everyone's kind of just getting settled into the course. So I think that first test will just be a standard, go into my math lab, click on the exam, go through it. Nothing crazy. After that, we'll start using the honor lock, which again is just that proctoring software. So I'll make a totally separate video, and I'll post that video right here. And you can watch the video, and it'll guide you through how to take those exams using the honor lock features. Other than that, I think we're good. Again, read through the syllabus. Make sure you understand your responsibilities as far as grades and things like that. Get signed up for that My Math Lab software. That My Math Lab link is right there. I will periodically be making announcements and things like that on Canvas, so keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, I hope you have a very successful and awesome fall semester. Let me know if you need anything. I'm just an email away. So thank you very much, and hope to hear from you soon.